Alright, hold on, people. Hold on 1 second. Before we get this thing started. Oh, I gotta check everything. Make sure everything is right. Okay. Sound is working good. That's good. Alright. So, we are in the beginning of the book of Elisha. We just finished the book of Elijah, and and Elijah just ascended to heaven, and Elisha was with him, and Elijah's now has taken over the role of Elijah. So with hold on. So now as as we start as we get ready to as we get ready to dive in, we're in Second Kings. Second Kings chapter 3. We're gonna be we're gonna be going over 3 and uh yeah, we're gonna be in Second Kings chapter 3, and we're gonna go over 3 and 4. Alright. Boom 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 boom. Alright, there we go. Hold on 1 second. Alright. Alright. So we're going over 3 and 4 tonight. This will be the beginning of Elisha's story. So solely his story. We heard Elisha and some of Elisha and Elijah's, but now he has fully started his his book. When we go back to the beginning chapters. Just I gotta give y'all a playback of what happened. Um, we see we see Moab Moab um we seen, dang, what happened with Moab, because it started with him. It says Moab rebelled against Israel after the death of Ahab, and now Ahaziah Ahaziah had fell and was injured and was bedridden, and as he excuse me, as Ahaziah was bedridden, you see he had been following the way of his father, and wasn't seeking the Lord for his opinion, that he was following Baal, and he sent somebody out to go get word from Baal to see if he was going to heal from his wounds. Um, God heard his plea, and sent Elijah to go talk to him, and let him know, like, look, you're gonna die in that bed because you haven't seek to find me. You seek to find a man-made God, that your place is not covered with the word of the Lord. So because you doing it like that, you're gonna stay in that bed and you're gonna die in that bed. So as as Elijah got that word, he went to go meet the messenger that Ahaziah had sent out to go talk to Baal. Elijah stopped the messenger and gave him that message from the Lord. So he Ahaziah sent a captain with 50 men to go get Elijah. Elijah was on a mountain, and when the captain with the first captain and the 50 men went to meet Elijah and get him to come down, they didn't come peaceful. They came kind of like demanding him, and they told him, look, come down off this mountain. The king want to see you. And as he is sitting there, he gets the message from the captain with the 50 men. He tells the captain and the 50 men, um, what did he say to him? He says, Elijah answered this, said to the captain of 50, I am a man of God. Then let fire come down from the heaven and consume you and your 50 men. So fire came down and consumed them. So when the king got word of that, he sent another captain in 50 to go get Elijah. Elijah did the same thing because the captain in the 50 didn't come to him how they were supposed to. They came to him demanding that he come down. So Elijah sent down fire again, saying to the captain that if I'm a man of God, let fire come down from heaven and consume you. So salute my mama in the building. How you doing, ma? So when when the fire came down and consumed him, he had now killed 100 people. Um, then the Ahaziah got the message again that this had happened, so he sent another captain with 50 men up there to go get Elijah. So when the third captain got there, the third captain understood the mission. See, the first two didn't. The first two didn't understand the mission. They came with their word as if Elijah is really supposed to listen to them because he got word from the king. But he doesn't move for the king, he moves for the Lord. You can say now Elijah has gotten a little older, a little wiser, that he understands he understands his role, and he understands that the Lord, he moves when the Lord tells him to move. Because we just seen in like the beginning chapters, all Jezebel did was send him a message, and he went running. So now he understand. He's grown. He's a little older now. Now he understands his mission, and the same as the third captain and a 50 man, he understood the mission. So when he came to Elijah, he came humble. He hold on. Hey, I'm on live, boy. Relax. So hurry up, Petta, and then go back where you need to go at. So so when the captain came, the captain said to Elijah, because he understood the mission. The captain said to Elijah, um, he got up there, he went up to Elijah, he met Elijah, he fell to his knees before Elijah, and he pleaded with him, saying, "Man of God, please let my life and the life of the 50 servants of yours be precious in your sight. Look, fire has come down from heaven and burnt up the first two captain of 50s and their 50s. But let my life now be precious in your sight." So he's coming humble. He's coming not to command him, but actually coming to get him down the correct way. He come down peaceful. He come down with humility. He's not demanding. He's letting them know, like, look, I know that you're a man of God, and I know God is working through you. So please, just look at me as being precious in your eyes, and my 50 men. So an angel came to Elijah and told Elijah, like, go ahead. It's cool to go with this guy. You're safe with him. You can go ahead. So Elijah gets up and he goes to meet with the king. And the same thing that he told the messenger to give to the king, he said the same thing to him. And let him know that, look, the Lord told me that because there's no God here, and because you didn't seek him, you went to seek Baal, you're gonna die in this bed. You're not gonna make it out this bed. So then So then that's what happens. He ends up dying in that bed. Um um After that, after Ahaziah dies, Ahaziah dies because he had no son. Um, Jehoram, Jehoram, became king. Jehoram is the son of Josaphat, king of Judah. So Jehoram became the king because Ahaziah didn't have no sons. Okay, so now we're seeing a transition of power from one king, the end of one king's lineage to another king's lineage. Um, um, now now Elijah, it's time for Elijah to make his exit, and as he's going to make his exit, the Lord is sending him to different places. Elijah wanted Elisha to stay behind, but Elisha told him that he's going to follow him until he leaves. And the Lord sent the Lord sent Elijah to several different places. He sent them to Bethel. Uh, he sent them to Bethel. He sent them to Jericho. He sent them to Jordan. He sent them to Jordan, and then Jordan was the last place. So he sent them to three different places: Bethel, Jericho, and Jordan. Jordan was his last place. So as and each each place they went, it was other prophets there to reassure Elisha that Elijah would be leaving him, and Elisha was telling them like, yes, I know, just be quiet, you ain't gotta tell me, I know. um Elisha had one thing that he asked of Elijah. um it says Elijah said to Elisha, ask what may I do for you before I am taken away from you. And Elisha said, please let a double portion of your spirit be upon me. And Elijah said said to Elisha, you have asked a hard thing. Nevertheless, if you see me when I am taken from you, I shall it shall be so for you. But if not, it shall not be so. So he's asking because he sees the stuff that Elijah's doing, and um the stuff that's Elijah's performing. He's asking him to take over where he left off, and his his abilities be passed down to him, so he has a double portion, not just what he had gave him, but also what had and what he was doing. So he's letting them know, like, look, if you see me when I get taken away, then God is granting you those powers. But if you don't see me when I get taken away, then God is not granting you those powers. So then as they're walking and talking, mingling, it happens. Um a chariot of fire and a chariot of fire with horses of fire separate the two, and Elijah gets sucked up in a whirlwind. And Elisha saw this and cried out, "My father, my father!" Um, acknowledging that he is seeing what's going on. And as Elijah gets sucked up and took away, um, the mantle of Elijah had fell from him, and Elijah had picked it up. So now we're ready to see Elijah's powers in work, because after that, the same way they got over there with Elijah holding up his mantle and striking. What's up, B? Brother B in the building. He took his mantle and he strikes the water and separates the two, separates it onto two sides so he can cross. Elisha was able to do the same thing. That's how he crossed over um to get where they was at. That's what Elijah did. So Elisha seen that, and he did the same thing. So now we're seeing the first miracle of Elisha. Um uh oh, okay, so now as he crosses over, Elisha is met by two sons of the prophet that came from Jericho. Um and as he goes there, they they have 50 servants, 50 strong men with your servants, and they're asking him to go look for Elijah. And Elijah, like, don't do that. Nah, you don't gotta do that, because I know what happened to him. I know where he went at. I already know what's going on. But they kept urging, and Elijah keeps telling them, like, don't go. Um um after they keep bugging him, after they keep bugging him, um he felt ashamed. He felt ashamed, and said, send them. So as they went out to go search for Elijah, they couldn't find him. And then they came back. They came back and told him, like, look, we couldn't find him. We searched everywhere, high and low. We couldn't find him. And Elijah told him, like, didn't I tell you don't go? Like, I told y'all don't go. It was pointless, because I know where he went at. So then the men of the city said to Elijah, um that the water in their city is bad, and the ground is barren. So now we ready to see the second miracle. So Elijah sends them to go get me a new bowl, bring me some salt. And as he does this, he um he speaks to the Lord, and he asks the Lord to clean the water. Uh as he does this, he dumps it in there, and now the water is clean. He healed the water, and he healed the land. So so then so then after that, um Elijah went up from there towards Bethel, and as he was going up the road, some youths came from the city and started to mock him, and basically was calling him bald head, and laughing at him and stuff. This is where we get our thumbnail underneath me. You see the thumbnail. This is where we get our thumbnail from. So as they're mocking him and stuff, uh Elisha turns around and pronounces a curse on them. And when he does that, he curses them in the name of the Lord. And when he does that, two female bears, as it says, two female bears came out the woods and mauled 42 of the youth, and mauled them. Um, so now he went from Jordan, headed towards Bethel, and he went from there to Mount Carmel, and from there he returned to Samaria. So now, we're in Samaria. We're in Samaria, where we're ready to. Thank you, bro. We're in Samaria. Um. So now that's where we're picking up at now in chapter 3 and 4. So we're ready to get started. That's the recap of Saturday. Yes, I didn't go live Sunday. So yeah, that's a recap of Saturday. So let's go ahead and get started. We're in 2 Kings chapter 3, and let me move this real quick. Boom. All right. 2 Kings chapter 3. So now Jehoram, Jehoram, now Jehoram, the son of Ahab, became king over Israel. Over Israel. At Samaria, in the 18th year, Josaphat, the king of Judah, and reigned. Hold on. Let's read that again. Now Jehoram, the son of Ahab, became king over Israel at Samaria in the 18th year of Josaphat, king of Judah, and reigned 12 years. There we go. And he did evil in the sight of the Lord, but not like his father or father and mother, for he put away the sacred pillar of Baal that his father had made. Nevertheless, he persisted in the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, who had who had made Israel sin. He did not depart from them. Now Mesha, king of Moab, was a sheep breeder, and he regularly paid the king of Israel 100,000 lambs and the wool of 100,000 rams. But it happened when Ahab died that the king of Moab rebelled against the king of Israel. So King Jehoram went out of Samaria at the time and mustered all Israel. Then he went and sent to Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, saying, "The king of Moab has rebelled against me. Will you go with me to fight against Moab?" And he said, "I will go up. I am as you are, my people as your people, my horses as your horses." Then he said, "Which way shall we go up?" And he answered, "By the way of the wilderness of Edom." So the king of Israel went with the king of Judah and said, "King of Edom," and they marched on a roundabout route 7 days, and there was no water for the army, nor for animals to follow them. And the king of Israel said, "At last, for the Lord has called these three kings together to deliver them into the hand of Moab." But Jehoshaphat said, "Is there no prophet of the Lord here, that we may inquire the Lord by him?" So one of the servants of the king of Israel answered and said, "Elisha, the son of Shaphat is here, who poured water on the hands of Elijah." And Jehoshaphat said, "The word of the Lord is with him." So the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat and the king of Edom went down to him. Then Elisha said to the king of Israel, "What have I to do with you? Go to the prophets of your father and the prophets of your mother." But the king of Israel said to him, "No, for the Lord has called these three kings together to deliver them into the hand of Moab." And Elisha said, "As the Lord of hosts lives, before whom I stand, surely were it not that I regard the presence of Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, I would not look at you nor see you." But now bring me a musician, that it happened when the musician played that the hand of the Lord came upon him. 16. And he said, Thus says the Lord, make this valley full of ditches. For thus the Lord, you shall not see wind, nor shall you see rain. Yet that the valley should be filled with water, so that you, your cattle, and your animals may drink. May drink. And this is a simple matter in the sight of the Lord. He will also deliver Moabites into your hand. Also, you shall attack every fortified city and every choice city, and shall cut down every good tree and stop up every spring of water, and ruin every good piece of land with stones. Now it happened in the morning when the grain offering was offered, that suddenly water came by way of Edom, and the land was filled with water. And when all the Moabites heard that the king had come up to fight against him, all who were able to bear arms and older were gathered, and they stood at the border. Then they rose up early in the morning, and the sun was shining on the water, and the Moabites saw the water on the other side as red as blood. And they said, this is blood. The kings have surely struck swords and have killed one another. Now therefore Moab to the spoil. So when they came to the camp of Israel, Israel rose up and attacked the Moabites, so that they fled before them, and they entered their land, killing the Moabites. Then they destroyed the cities, and each man threw a stone on every good piece of land and filled it. And they stopped up all the springs of water and cut down all the good trees, but they left the stones of Kehareseth intact. However, the slingers surrounded and attacked it. And when the king of Moab saw that the battle was too fierce for him, he took with him 700 men and who drew swords to break through to the king of Edom, but they could not. Then he took the eldest son, who would have reigned in his place, and offered him as a burnt offering upon upon the wall. And there was a great indignation, indignation, indignation. Dang, what is that? I don't even know what that means. Hold on, we ready to find out though. Let's stop for a second. We at the end of the chapter. Chapter. Indignation. Anger or annoyance provoked. Okay. All right. So there was a great indignation against Israel. So they departed from him and returned to their own land. Boy, you gotta be some kind of, yeah, yep. Thank you, B. A strong anger, dislike, yes, bruh. You gotta be some kind of piece of work, bruh, to offer your son up as a burnt offering. Boy, that's some cold stuff right there, bruh. That's some cold stuff, bruh. Dang, that's cold, bruh. It said he took the eldest son who would have reigned in his place and offered him as a burnt offering. That's cold, bruh. Jeez, that's cold. That's why they getting took out like that, bruh. Because that's some cold work right there. That's some cold work right there, bruh. Jeez. Jeez. That's that's some cold work. Now, now you see how uh Josephat Josephat inquired into Elisha, and Elisha said to Josephat, "Why you don't get your prophets that your mother and your father had?" Now, the reason why the Lord granted this stuff to Jehoshaphat is because when we look back, Jehoshaphat didn't follow the way of Baal. He didn't follow the way of Baal. He actually followed the way of the Lord. It was Ahaziah that fell into that Baal as being God, and he had to go, cause you're making too much noise. Hurry up. Um, it was Ahaziah who kept that little ball statue thing that they had made to worship and stuff. It was him who kept that. It wasn't till he passed that it wasn't until he passed that Jehoram had got rid of it. But even Jehoram wasn't pleasing in God's eyes. He fell into the same sins as the pro- the kings before him. It's just that he didn't have that ball thing that he was worshiping. But Jehoshaphat was working on the side, trying to get right with the Lord. He was working on that side. He wasn't following behind that other stuff. So I think this is I don't think that I'm pretty sure this is why the king why God granted those kings that stuff. And also you see how Jehoshaphat didn't stray away from the mission. The Lord gave him a mission and gave him direct stuff to exactly what to do. He followed each step exactly how it was given to him. So he didn't stray away from the mission. He followed it to a T. Um. So 4. We in chapter 4. Okay, so chapter 4. A certain woman of the wives of the son of the prophets cried out to Elisha, saying, your servant, my husband, is dead, and you know that your servants feared the Lord, and the creditor is coming to take my two sons to be his slaves. So Elisha said to her, what shall I do for you? Tell me, what do you have in the house? And she said, your maidservant has nothing in the house but a jar of oil. Then he said, go borrow vessels from everywhere, from all your neighbors, empty vessels. Do not gather just a few. And when you have come in, you shall shut the door behind you and your sons. Then pour into all the vessels and set aside the full ones. So she went from him and shut the door behind her and her sons, brought the vessels to her, who brought the vessels to her, and she poured out. Now it came to pass when the vessels were full that she said to her sons, bring me another vessel. And he said to her, there is not another vessel. So the oil ceased. Then she came and told the man of God, and he said, go sell the oil and pay your debt, and you and your sons live on the rest. Now it happened one day that Elijah went to Shunem, where there was a notable woman, and she persuaded him to eat some food. So it was, as often as he passed by, he would turn in there to eat some food. And she said to her husband, look now, I know that this is a holy man of God who passes by us regularly. Please let us make a small upper room on the wall, and let us put a bed for him there, and a table and a chair and a lampstand. So it will be whenever he comes to us, he can turn in there. And it happened one day that he came there, and he turned into the upper room and laid down there. Then he said to uh Gehazi, Gehazi, his servant, call this Shunammite woman. When he had called her, she stood before him, and he said to him, say now to her, look, you have been concerned for us with all this care. What can I do for you? Do you want me to speak on your behalf to the king or to the commander of the army? She answered, I dwell among my own people. So he said, what then is to do for her? And Gehazi answered, actually, she has no son and her husband is old. So he said, call her. When he called her, she stood in the doorway. Then he said, about this time next year you shall embrace a son. And she said, no, my lord, man of God, do not lie to your maidservant. But the woman conceived and bore a son when the appointed time had come, of which Elisha had told her. And the child grew. Now it happened one day that he went out of his out out to his father. Dang, I need to get some light over here. Out to his father to the reapers. And he said to his father, my head, my head. So he said to a servant, carry him to his mother. When he had taken him and brought him to his mother, he sat on her knees till noon, and then died. And she went up and laid him on the bed of the man of God, shut the door upon him, and went out. Then she called to her husband and said, please send me one of the young men and one of the donkeys, that I may run to the man of God and come back. So he said, why are you going to him today? It is neither the new moon nor the Sabbath. And she said, it is well. Then she saddled the donkey and said to her servant, drive and go forward. Do not slacken the pace for me unless I tell you. That means hurry up. And so she departed and went to the man of God at Mount Carmel. So it was when the man of God saw her afar that he said to his servant uh, Gehazi, look, the Shunammite woman. Please run now to meet her, and say to her, it is well with you. It is well with your husband. Is it well with your husband? Is it well with your child? He asked her 3 questions. And she answered, it is well. Now when she came to the man of God at the hill, she caught him by the feet. But the but dang, what's Gehazi? But Gehazi came near to push her away, but the man of God said, let her alone, for her soul is in deep distress, and the Lord has hidden it from me, and has not told me. So she said, Did I ask the son of my Lord? Did I not say, do not deceive me? Then he said to Gehazi, get yourself ready, and take my staff in your hands, and be on your way. If you meet anyone, do not greet him, and if anyone greets you, do not answer him, but lay my staff on the face of the child. And the mother of the child said, as the Lord lives, and as your soul lives, I will not leave you. So he arose and followed her. Now Gehazi went on ahead of them and laid the staff on the face of the child, but there was neither no voice nor hearing. There was neither voice nor hearing. Therefore he went back to meet him and told him, saying, the child has not awakened. Oh dang! Oh dang, bruh! My bad, bruh. I apologize. I apologize. Thank you, B. Thank you. Be the only one that tell me take my time. I was sitting here reading, bro. I was stuck just now, like, bro. It's it's so much going on right now, bro. It's so much going on that I'm trying to make sense of it and read it at the same time, bro. This is crazy, bro. This is crazy because bro, she realized that this guy walking past is just not nobody. This is somebody. This is somebody. And she realizes that just by the interactions that she had, like, this is a godly man. And she makes a room for him. Then as out of nowhere, he's like, you've been so good to me that I want to do something for you. What can I do for you? She like, look, I'm just for the people. I'm just for my people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't I didn't do this for you to repay me. I did this because I know that you're holy. I know that you're a man of God. And I just want to please God by taking care of you, because I know that you are somebody of importance. And he's like, he tells her, like, look, my servant just told me that you didn't have a kid. Your husband was old, and you wasn't bearing a kid. So look, I'm a bless you now. I'm gonna bless you that you're gonna have a kid, and this is because you're so good to me that I want to do something for you. So she doubles back, like, look, nah, like, don't stress it, and it comes that she actually has this baby. So then, just like any of us, we fall on trials. We fall on trials, and our faith is tested, because now look how this works. He tells her she's going to conceive. She has one. The kid starts to grow up, and then the kid gets terminally ill and passes away. Bro, she could have cursed him. She could have cursed him. This guy did this to me. I don't trust the Lord no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, she could have went all types of different. She could have went totally left with this. But look what she does, bro. Look what she does. She tells her husband. She says, get me a donkey, and get me somebody that can ride this donkey, and take me to the man of God. So she's already working in her faith, right? And then on top of that, hold on, let's go back. This was boom. When I lay down at bed. Oh, so boom. So She said, send him a person that can ride this donkey, that can take me to the man of God. And her husband says, why? Exactly. Jesus rode on a donkey. Yes, B. That donkey that donkey is a significant part in these stories, because even when that donkey fell on the dude's leg to save him from getting killed by that angel, you know what I'm saying? It was a donkey. The donkey did that. So these donkeys have a significant value in these stories, and so they saddle up, and the husband like, why are you going to him today? It is neither new moon or Sabbath. She basically like, man, shut up. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, man. She tell, yo, shut up, bruh. Shut up. Ain't nobody ask you what day it was. I know what day it was. Trust me. It is well. It is well, because she knows that her faith in him is what's going to bring her son back to life. So they saddle up, and they ride out, and she tell the servant, drive, go forward, do not slack the pace for me unless I tell you. That means, hey, bruh, ride this donkey, put some pep in the step, because we gotta hurry up. So boom, she make it up there. She make it up there to him, and notice what she does. Notice what she says. She knew the answer before the answer was told to her. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she told old boy, watch me work. Exactly. Notice how she knew the answer to the test before she even got there. Because when we go back, she's he the husband says is neither no it's neither new moon nor Sabbath. Her answer to that it is well. So when we go further down, um Elisha sees her. He sends the homie to go meet her, and asks her, uh is it well with you? Is it well with your husband? Is it well with your child? And her answer was, it is well. Man, how she know the answer to the test before the test even, yeah, man, got answered to her, asked her, before he even asked her the questions. So boom. Now as she comes to talk to the man of God, she doesn't just stand there. She doesn't yell at him. She doesn't riff at him. You took my son away from me, and how could you do this? She ain't do none of that. What what she did was she fell to his feet, and as she fell to his feet, his homie tried to push her off, like what is you doing? And he like, whoa, chill, bro, chill. Yeah, I mean, leave her alone, because I can see that she's in distress at this moment. I see that something is burdening her at this moment, but the Lord didn't tell me that this was gonna happen. So so uh boom, as he's standing there, she asks she asks she asks him, did I ask for a son? She asks, did I ask for a son? And then she tells him, didn't I ask you, like, don't deceive me? What she did. She didn't ask for nothing. She didn't ask him to give her a son, and then when he said he was going to give her a son, she like chill. She like chill. Don't get my hopes up. Like don't try to play me. Like don't try to play me. You know what I'm saying? But but she still conceives. So this is why she's asking her, did I not say don't deceive me? So now so now Elisha basically what she told her husband, relax, watch me work. You know what I'm saying? Watch me work. So boom, he sends the homie down there. He like, huh, take my staff, hurry up, run down there, put my staff on him. That's gonna that's gonna be the first part of the miracle I'm ready to perform. So boom. So boom, the homie come back and let him know, like, look, the child still laying there. He ain't awakened. So now we ready to get to what's happening, man. That Bruh, I was locked in. I was fully locked in, bruh. I was fully locked in. I forgot to scroll down for y'all so y'all can read with me, bro. I was so locked into the story because, bro, it had me, bro. That joint had me, bro. I ain't even go cat. I ain't even go cat, bro. Choo, this is good. This is good. All right. So my fault. My fault. I apologize for not keeping y'all uh with me. Let's go. We still got a couple more verses to go. We got what? 12 more verses. We got 12 more verses. All right. So we on 32 right now. Hey, relax. Relax. So, when Elijah came into the house, there was the child laying dead on his bed. He went in, therefore shut the door behind the two of them, and prayed to the Lord. And he went up and laid on the child and put his mouth on his mouth, his eyes on his eyes, and his hands on his hands, and he stretched himself out on the child, and the flesh of the child became warm. He returned and walked back and forth in the house, and again went up and stretched himself out on him. Then the child then the child sneezed 7 times, and the child opened his eyes. Choo! And uh he called Gehazi, and said, call the Shunammite woman. So he called her, and when she came into him, he said, pick up your son. So she went in, fell at his feet, and bowed to the ground. Then she picked up her son and went out. Man, man, bruh. Look at that. Look at that. She ain't just run. She didn't just run to yeah. Yeah, that seven is symbolism. That seven is symbolism. But notice but notice how she didn't just run straight to the child. Oh, my baby. Oh, my baby. Look, she fell at his feet again. She fell at his feet again, and thanked him and praised him. That was the part of being being grateful and having humility, that she fell at his feet and bowed to the ground. Then she went to pick up his son. Yeah, that's 7 is symbolism. B, you right. 7 days, one day of rest. 7 times around the walls of Jericho. Exactly, bruh. That 7 is symbolism, bruh. Man, bruh, this is good. This is good. And Elisha returned to Gilgal, and there was a famine in the land. Now the sons of the prophets were sitting before him, and he said to his servant, "Put on a large pot and boil stew for the sons of the prophet." So one went out into the field to gather herbs, and found a wild vine, and gathered from it a lat full of wild gourds, and came and sliced them into the pot of stew, though they did not know what they were. What they were. So they served it to the men to eat. Now it happens, as they were eating the stew, that they cried out and said, "Man of God, there is death in the pot," and they could not eat it. So he said, "Bring me some flour." And he put it in the pot and said, "Serve it to the people, that they may eat." And there was nothing harmful in the pot. Then a man came from Shalisha, Baal Shalisha, and brought the man of God bread of the first fruits, 20 loaves of barley bread, and the newly ripened grain in his knapsack. And he said, "Give it to the people, that they may eat." But the servant said, "What shall I set this before 100 men?" He said again, "Give it to the people, that they may eat. For thus says the Lord, they shall eat and have some left over." So he set it before them, and they ate and had some left over, according to the word of the Lord. Choo, bruh, I ain't gonna cap. This boy working overtime. This boy working overtime. He's look. He asks for double spirit, and he got it, bruh. And he got it, bruh. That boy's working overtime, bruh. He done, he done, man, bruh. Now, hold on. Before I close this, bruh. This boy performing miracles at the miracle at the miracle, bruh. Let's just go back to these 2 chapters that we just read, bruh. So the first thing, where was we at? 3 and 4, right? Okay. So the first thing I seen was that he parted this the sea. He parted the sea so that he could cross over, right? So boom. that was the first thing. Then after he parted that, he healed the water. Boom. He healed the water so that the land could wouldn't be burned, and that the water would be able for them to use. Then then the three kings come to him, and the three kings say that they them their horses, their cattle, the men, none of them had any water. So he said that you won't see no rain, you won't hear no wind, but but the valley shall be filled with water so that y'all can consume. Then then he went from there. He went from there to go meet a woman who the woman has taken care of him, has did everything in her power to please the Lord, because she knew that this guy that he was from the Lord. And with that, he gave the woman a baby that she probably would have never had if she didn't do what she did. Not only that, I'm missing one. Not only that, but before that, before that, the lady had a debt. What are you looking for? They're not out here. Then before that, uh, before that, the lady had a debt, and he told her, go get a bunch of empty jars. We gonna fill them jars up so that you can pay your debt. So you can pay the debt. Then he met the Shamamite woman. Gave her a child. Then the child ends up passing. He heals the child. He heals the child. Brings the child back to life for the lady. And then goes out goes out to Gilgal, where it was a famine, and fed people. Then as the people went out to find herbs, they ended up getting some wrong herbs that was not healthy for the people. But he says, just bring me some flour, watch me work. And puts it in, and then puts it in the stew, so that the stew is consumable for the people. Man, bruh. And then he gets 20 loaves of barley bread, and some new ripened grain in a knapsack. But his servant, not not seeing the bigger picture, asks him, "What I'm gonna do with this? when it's 100 men, how I must get this to 100 men to eat? And he like, bruh, the Lord told me to tell you, give them that stuff, bruh, and trust me, they'll have some left over. And that's what happened, bruh. Like, bruh, this boy working overtime, bruh. He, he working. He working overtime. 2 chapters. He done did so many miracles in 2 chapters, bruh. This is crazy. This is crazy work right here, bruh. Look, I was so locked in. I was so locked in on what he was doing, bruh. I forgot to keep y'all. I forgot to keep y'all where I was at. That's crazy, bruh. Man, man. Jeez, 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 Jesus, Jesus. All right, so tomorrow after Bible study, yeah, tomorrow after Bible study, we're gonna we're gonna do 5 and 6 chapters 5 and 6. Okay, so we're gonna read chapters 5 and 6 tomorrow. Um, Bible study starts at 6:30. So, so it's gonna be after. It'll probably be around the same time. So yeah, we're gonna go over that. But man, jeez, Jesus, this I thought I thought we was gonna have a kind of like not boring not boring book, but I ain't think it was gonna be this intense, bruh. I ain't even gonna cap. I ain't gonna cap at all. I ain't think this was gonna be like this. I'm glad I started reading this one because I at first I was just gonna do Elijah. I was just gonna do Elijah. But the fact that when I was reading Elijah, I seen that Elisha was his predecessor and had took over. I was like, there was no point of just reading Elijah and not reading Elisha. So so I was like cool. I was like cool. We just gonna knock out both of them. Man, I'm glad I did that. I'm glad because this is fire. This is a fire story. I can't even cap on this, bro. I was stuck. I was stuck. You notice, look, I was looking down at the book the whole time. I never once looked up to see where y'all was at on the screen, bro. I apologize. I was locked all the way in, bro. I'm glad I did look up because B was like, hey, bro, slow down, bro. Hold on, bro. Relax. I'm like, oh, all right, hold on. Hold on, cause I definitely when I look where I was at and look where y'all was at, I'm like, oh dang, bro, y'all ain't even where I'm at. Oh, shouts out to my brother B, man, bro, man, bro, this is a great book. This is a great book, but yeah, this all I this the 2 chapters. This the 2 chapters right here. We got 5 and 6 tomorrow. I hope y'all are enjoying this book. These stories as much as I am. I'm really enjoying myself reading this. I'm not even gonna fake the funk, bro. I'm enjoying myself reading this. I hope y'all are enjoying it too. Um, the next after Elijah, I told y'all after Elijah is done, we're gonna jump to the book of Acts. So make sure y'all get ready for Acts. And I got something for y'all too. I'm gonna give y'all a sneak peek on the thumbnail. I'm gonna give y'all a sneak peek on the thumbnail. I worked hard on this thumbnail. It it took it took a it took it took the right phrase, because the first time I did it, it generated like something weird, and I was like, nah, this ain't it. But I went back and I rephrased everything, and I rephrased everything and and corrected what I was saying. But I got it. I got it. Check this out. Hold on 1 second. Let me I gotta download it to my computer real quick. Man, when you see this thumbnail, bruh, just know this joint this joint is gonna go good with when we read the Acts. Especially when we get to that part, you're gonna understand the thumbnail even more. And the reason why I'm reading Acts is because of this story that was in that book. It's the only reason. It's the only reason why we're reading we're reading Acts is because of this story. Shout out to my uncle, cause my my uncle is the one that talked about this. Hush, 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 hush it up. Yeah, nah, hey, bro, I'm working these thumbnails, baby. I'm working these thumbnails. Nah, bro, I'm getting better at these joints, B. I ain't even gonna cat, bro. I'm getting better. Yeah, check us out. Check us out. Check it out. Get y'all a sneak peek. Get y'all a sneak peek of what's going on. See, you gotta know the story. You gotta know the story so that y'all get the thumbnail. So in Acts, it's this story where these priests try to perform an exorcist, and and they went to perform an exorcist, and then it had nothing to do with God, but try to ride the coattail of one of God's peoples, and ended up getting their feet whipped by the demon, and they left out running. So this is what we say when we get to that story, bruh. Just remember that little snip I gave you, that little preview I just said. This is what we're seeing: the demon whooping their feet and they leaving out running. That joy fire. I ain't even gonna cat. When I seen it, I was like, "Ooh, that's the one. That's the one." They jumped out of there. Nah, real talk. Real talk. Real talk, bro. They got their feet whooped, got up out of there, B. They said, oh no, this too much. This too much for us to handle. Yeah, that's above your pay grade, sure. I don't even know what y'all doing here. But wait till you get to that part and you hear the demons response though. Like when you hear what the demon says to these guys before he whips their feet, bruh, man say, man say, it's gonna make you think on some stuff. Cause I'm gonna elaborate on that part. I'll probably be there for like 10 minutes talking about that part, bro. I ain't even gonna cap. But yeah, I want to give y'all a sneak peek of Acts and the thumbnail. Yeah, man. So y'all got something to look forward to. I did a good job with that joint. Let me see. Is that the right one? Yeah, that's the right one. All right. But let's go ahead and start closing this down. Shout Shouts out to B, my brother B in the building. You already know B, love you, bruh. Shouts out to my mama. Love you, mama. Everybody else in the background, shouts out to y'all coming through, kicking it, just chilling, listening to the story. I hope y'all getting joy from listening to me read. Y'all probably laughing at me like this boy say more than anything. He be through the whole book. Hey, don't laugh at me, bro. Hey, I gotta, my brain be working too fast, so I gotta catch up with my brain. So don't be sitting there laughing at me because I be umming through the whole book, bro. My brain move quick, bro, and I gotta keep up. So I definitely appreciate everybody. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Hey, before we leave, before y'all start exiting out, right? Before y'all start exiting out, we gotta exit out in the proper fashion. Now look, I do this, so that y'all can, take something from it. Hopefully build a closer relationship with the Lord while you still got the chance, while the lights is still on, while you're still mobile, while you're able to move your limbs, talk, see, feel, taste, smell, all that good stuff. We we I do this for that reason. You know, Now's the time that you want to start getting closer to the God. You don't want to wait until this time right here.
Oh Lord, Jesus, I saw you. I saw you.
You know I'm not talking to you.
Please forgive me. I've been wrong, Lord. I've been wrong all my life. Don't leave me like this. Please, Jesus, have mercy on me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I repent, Lord. Take me.
No, you don't want to be on your bed at the last second crying and pleading, for the Lord to come, you know, talk to you and save you and heal you, and you don't want to be that. You don't want to be that guy right there at the end of what is at the end of the day. While you're still able to get up in the morning, you got a chance to get it right. He's giving you another chance to get it right. While you can bend your knees and get on the ground and pray, do that now while you got the time. Every day that you wake up, you have a new uh day to get it right, to work in the Lord's will, start getting closer, building that relationship with God, with the Lord. So like I said, you don't be.
Oh Lord, Jesus, I saw you. I saw you. Please, please forgive me. I've been wrong, Lord. I've been wrong all my life. Don't leave me like this. Please, Jesus, have mercy on me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I repent, Lord. Take me.
So that's the end of that. My kids is coming in here making all this noise. I'll catch y'all on the next one.